And I would say for vendors, he had room for, let's say, 75 tables, and they had 9.
Oh wow. So
Literally. And I felt bad.
out of 1 to 10, what would you rate
The
Fuad's Detroit
Expo,
Pro? Yeah,
oh, the whole thing, I have to be honest, I'd say a 4.
4. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord, and we have a special guest, Brian Nassar. Am I saying the last name correctly?
NASCAR, yep. Yep.
Okay. And we're doing the 2024 Detroit Pro Finals recap. And like I said, Brian, my friend, supporter of the Muscle Discord show, support, man. You're always at my live streams. You're always making
Awesome.
comments, man. So, man, appreciate you coming on. He was at the
Always.
Detroit Pro. He was at the prejudging, the finals, the expo. He had the VIP pass, so he had all access all over the place there. So we're gonna first let's get in because the people are here to see the the recap of the competitors, and then we'll go into. You're gonna have to wait till near the end of the show, guys, if you want to hear what Brian has to say about Fuad's show, and it's not that good. So you got to wait till the end if you want to see that. Okay, it's no one else is gonna bring you that because he was there. All right, and he was there in like front. What seats did you have there as well?
About 5th row.
There you go. So
Right
he's
there.
going to
Yep.
give you the real recap, not the other YouTubers that I haven't seen up close and personal. He's got the real take on what happened there. So let's share my screen here. I got my canvas set up. And all right, so you can see that. And what I'm going to do is go full screen. We're going to go right into the comparison. So you were there. I was wrong. I had Good Vito winning the show. I thought it would be close. We're going to see what the scorecards are. Those haven't come out yet, but Martin takes home the win, and I thought it could go either way. So give us your take on why the judges gave it to Martin over Good Vito.
Martin, I believe, is older than Good Vito, but his physique just looked fresher. It was tight like a rubber band.
Okay.
And you could see the graininess, the hardness. He had energy the entire time. He didn't wince or, bend over to breathe. But Good Vito, what's weird about his physique, like in these, you can see his chest. There's no ripples, there's no striations, there's no cuts. It's really bizarre. And he just doesn't hit his shots right at all. Like right there, you can see the difference.
There's nothing there.
Yeah. Yeah. Martin was so full. And who he won the
finals.
best poser award. But right here, this is perfect view. The symmetry of Martin compared to Good Vito. I don't know what he's doing with that lat spread.
It's weird. He can't hit it. Side chest. Yeah. Martin wins the side chest. The cuts aren't coming out in the chest like you mentioned. Now the back.
It reminds me of Lunsford's chest, but not Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
And then from behind, Mark in person, his back blew, or you can see there too. I mean, it was so thick. He really looked complete head to toe.
Like the hamstrings and glutes. I kind of prefer Martin's look with that because he's posing properly. Good Vito's not putting one leg back, which is weird. Again, his posing is way off. I don't know who's helping this guy. Like, you see how the pros do the poses. You should just know by default how to hit the fucking pose.
Right.
It's just weird. Some guys they don't know what they're doing out there. It's like they just gifted genetically and they just happen to be on stage and they become a pro and they don't know what the fuck they're doing still. It's just funny to watch sometimes.
Yeah. And then his vacuum plus his abs in person were so much crisper than Good Vito's too. Like he was there to win. Good Vito, he seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
He was joking around a lot and he has a good, his posing routine was decent too. It's just nothing happens when he flexes that from the front.
Yeah. I noticed that. I know exactly what you're saying. Like there's no cross striations in the chest for Good Vito. Right. He's squeezing, but there's nothing popping out there. So he's got some work to do with that. But let me pause it here a little bit. So let's go pose for pose here.
Yeah.
Front double bicep. So what I was saying in the prejudging was that Martin's biceps look like they're not complete. They're not done growing, or they're just not fully developed or something. It's hard to describe what I'm trying to, but you look at Good Vito's, you can see the separation here, right? Yep. And it's more of a cap, more of a peak. then here is very shallow biceps on Martin.
Big
So,
time.
right. And then the vacuum on Martin versus good Vito. Martin seems to have like, I don't know, is it thicker skin or something? It just looks a little different. Doesn't look as tight as pulled back as good Vitos. But again, these are vacuums. They're not judging the vacuum. So that's just me being picky.
Right. I think he does both, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does both.
Yeah.
So they crunch down, both crunch down the abs. The quads, you can see the sharpness in the hardness in good Vito's muscle compared to Martin, who has fuller legs. When he crunches down, yes, he has the feathers like good Vito. So apples and oranges there. Who do you have winning the front double bicep pose?
That's to me good Vito, and it doesn't really show in this one. He's got one of the best doubles around. He really looks good. But it's almost like he's got the Rodriguez effect where his gut just looks blown out sometimes.
Okay.
It's like they super stretched it, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about Rodriguez. I was kind of happy.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that. Okay. So, and then we got what, side chest? I gave this to Martin.
Right.
Great pose for him.
I think Martin, I mean, this is, I'm an amateur critiquing a pro, but he should have came in darker as well. He looked he looked like Mr. Clean up there in person too.
Yeah. Okay. Good assessment there. Yeah. So this pose goes to, good Vito has the front double. Martin has the side chest. Going to back double by. Okay. So I gave this one to Martin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin. Okay.
And it did look better in person. How can I put it? The muscle fibers just moved more when they popped, so to speak, that famous pop. I think good Vito up top looked flat a little bit even. It didn't look like they were bursting, you know what I mean? The vascularity. He had looser skin on his back compared to Martin. It is amazing. It's been a while since I saw one in person. And he just looked crisp and just ready to explode out of his skin.
Okay. Hamstrings and glutes. I mean, I'd probably give this to good Vito in the hamstrings and glutes, but Martin's posing so nicely that he's displaying his hamstring better than good Vito here.
Fullest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I give the back double bicep to Martin. Good Vito, close second there. And I think what other pose do we have here? Okay, and then most muscular. So again, this is where you're saying the chest striations in good Vito. For all the fans that are saying, "Oh, this is good Vito. Good Vito is going to win this." Well, now we're picking it apart here, guys, and you can see there's no striations in the delts. There's no striations, and he's squeezing his ass off here trying to flex this, right?
He was staking pretty hard.
Yeah, and then there's nothing. That's very strange. Martin, striations in the delts. I can see now. You're right. He needs to be a bit darker. And he's got the striations in the chest, really full muscle bellies for a white guy. I mean, a lot of white guys don't have that full round.
He's definitely round. Yeah.
Yeah. So quads are feathered.
Big time.
So who do you give the most muscular to?
I gave it to Martin for sure. There's another one where he does the crab and his chest really, you can see the striations. I sent you one of the pictures. I don't know if you could tell.
But good Vito won the most muscular award.
Yeah.
So
I think they didn't want to give 2 awards to Martin, maybe.
You're right.
But there was no good posers there, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I saw, I was just watching for the update, like who's going to win. And I saw that good Vito won the most muscular award. And I was like, okay, he's second. He got second. He didn't win. If they're giving you the most muscular award, maybe you could win both. I mean, that's possible. But I was like, okay, he probably got second. So that's
what I thought about Martin, because he won the award, for best poser. That was the second one given. The most muscular was the third award given out. I'm like, no. Then when he won, I'm like, oh, okay, that evens it. The consolation prize, right?
Yes, exactly. This was what from prejudging still? Yeah, this is the trunks. Okay. Yeah, it's just very similar physiques. Conditioning on both of them was similar. Just Martin was more finessed with his posing and the displaying of his physique. And then, like you said, he just probably beat good Vito in a couple poses. That's why I'm really interested to see the scorecards here and break it down from there. But overall, I'm really impressed with Martin. Like,
Yeah,
I
he
really like
brought
his
it.
physique. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you looked, I know it sounds weird because I always make fun of people when they say darker, but really, if he was darker, he would have showed up even more. I mean,
More,
look at
yeah.
his quads were thicker to me
Yeah.
than Good Vito's.
So let's pause. So this is from finals. So look at Good Vito. Like, what is
Yeah.
happening here? It's he doesn't know how to get the shoulders forward more. He's trying to just push all on his back to display the back, but you have to put a little bit of front delt and stick your chest up because his chest just
Right.
is disappearing in that shot.
And he's so high up. I don't even think I can do that
Yeah,
above
look how
my
high it
belly
is.
button.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hands are too high on his waist.
Yeah.
Good point there. Okay. So this is from finals. So did Martin improve? Like, did anyone improve while you were there? Did you see someone look better during prejudging or finals?
I thought Martin looked a little better. I did. And Gordon looked really good at the finals, too.
Okay. Okay. Ronald.
Justin looked worse.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna talk about Justin. Side chest. Again, we already gave that to
Yeah.
Martin.
In the rear, I gave the lat spread to Martin as well.
So he wins the back end. Well, you did. Okay. I think I gave the rear to Good Vito because it's so wide. We're gonna see here.
Okay.
Take a look
He
here.
maybe I was kind of sitting angled so you could
Yeah.
see the thickness of Martin, man. It was awesome.
Okay.
There he looks wider.
Yeah, it's just a little. So
Yeah.
this is weird because he doesn't look good in the back of a bicep. The muscles don't pop, but his muscles are
Right.
popping more here. He's got a little bit of vascularity. Martin, not so much in the
Right.
sense, and then you can see his width isn't as wide as.
Right. Big time.
Yeah, so that
Like you said, that roundness, his delts and traps, they bubble out. It looks really good.
yeah, yeah, that yeah. For this shot, I would give the back lat spread. I think most YouTubers are
Yeah,
saying
I
that
see it now.
it's for good video there. And he's got the glutes and hamstrings look really good. He just needs to put one leg back. He's not putting, he's standing side by side with the
Oh,
feet there, which is weird,
yeah.
so good video. If you're watching this, you need to work on your posing. Okay.
Big
You
time.
can do, you can do better, man.
I
So
was
I
going to
tried.
say something, but we don't need any more hate mail.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Someone
right.
else could post better, second place in the Classic in the Olympia.
Yeah. Yeah. Side
Same thing.
tricep. I would say this is Martin. He knows how to pose better.
Yep.
How are you
And
supposed
his
to do it?
abs looked really good. And the way he
Yes.
held it, his stomach didn't pop out once. He just looked from start to finish. He was professional.
Yeah. And then the tricep, that's the shot. It's called side tricep. So you want to look at the tricep and then look at this, nothing. I said that good Vito's triceps. I said that in the prejudging. Something's up with the triceps. He doesn't really have them. Like, where is it? Where are the triceps, guys? Right here, full tricep, big tricep head there. So again, another pose won by Martin. Nice display of the physique there.
Yeah.
You're not really supposed to do an ab and oblique there. Good be in the side tricep, but ab and thigh. Yeah,
In person, it looked even. Martin blew him out of the water.
Yeah, that's his popping there.
No.
Quads. Yep, that's the shot is for Martin. So now I'm starting to see why he got first here.
And he goes in and out of that vacuum, really impressive too.
Yeah. And then most muscular.
There you go with his
Yeah,
chest.
you can see it there. Okay, yeah. Let's pause. Yeah. So guys, you're watching and I thought Good Vito was going to win, but now that you get to really pick it apart here, you can see why the judges went with Martin, and I think that was the right call for sure on this. Good Vito looks great. He's very imposing and
I'm sorry. If
yeah.
he was tighter or what, he would, because he's got that freaky physique.
Yes.
You know, especially with his rear double body. And he's got charisma on stage, but there's just something missing. We say that a lot about some of the guys. There's something missing.
Yeah. And he's got that something missing, especially in some of the poses. Here we go. I think, yeah, we went over these already. So let's go individually to each guy here. I kind of already went over this, but Okay, let me go here. Let's get in there. There we go. So, oh, you saw a little bit of striation there when he crunched in, but
Right.
overall, Good Vito's got to do another show. Is he going to do the New York Pro?
I I
He,
bolted. I'm not sure. Right. He
you
wouldn't
know,
place top four probably.
no, that's going to be a really really heavy show to compete in. There's lots of shows left to do before October, so I'm sure he's going to win one. I'm sure he'll win one. He's close on these shows, so um, it'll be
Unless he's
exciting to
tapped
see.
out, maybe he quote unquote peaked. Maybe he used all of his
Yeah,
tricks. It might crash. But
yeah,
yeah,
because he's
he just
living in
looked like,
Brazil. Go ahead.
right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just looked deflated, I guess is the word I would use.
yeah,
Like something, it just wasn't bursting.
yeah. He's so full. He's so round.
Like you said, and white guys normally aren't around like that.
Oh
You're
no,
right.
it's rare. It's very rare. He's got like the
Yeah.
black genetics. It's weird. There's some other white bodybuilders who has that look. I think Branch kind of has it a little bit. Um, maybe
Yeah.
Hunter.
Sometimes James can do it when he's not on stage,
Yeah,
but off stage, he's round.
yeah, yeah. And I guess Nick Walker has that a little bit too, the roundness to the muscles.
I think when I think roundness, I always think of Bertle Fox. I know I'm an old guy,
Yeah.
but Bertle
Or
Fox
Phil
was just,
Heath, right?
yeah, Phil. Yeah, yeah.
So
And
yeah, Martin.
he never, so from the beginning, like prejudging night show, Martin was like, not, I don't want to say robotic in a bad way, in a good way. He, like I said, he was just never was looking with a bad face. He was always posing, wasn't tired. It was really, he posed a lot, you can tell.
Yeah. And that makes a difference. You got to learn how to, you got all this great physique, but you got to be able to display it. And
Yeah. It motivated me for the nationals. Let me tell you, I'm going to be practicing twice a day now.
oh, it makes a huge difference. Yeah. So we have Ronald Gordon placed third, which I predict I got that one right. So uh but what did you think of him? You saw him in person there. Like how was it on
You,
stage?
he had a beautiful physique, upper body. Awesome. He
Yeah.
stands up to anybody, but he's a taller guy and he's got the skinnier legs. And
Yeah.
he won the most shredded award,
Okay. Well
actually.
deserved.
Yeah.
Look at this.
And he looked really good. He posed to it. I think the song was too slow,
Okay.
and you can see his delts moving. He's not a lot of oil in there. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just, you can see the crispness. He's another one that was just tight.
Yeah, like when you can see that, the lines,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. A lot of guys
And
can't
that's what we
do
don't see
that.
in good Vito. Like you said, it's just that smoothness.
Yeah. But then this is where he kind of loses it here.
Yeah.
And he has to work on the posing. You don't stand side by
Yeah.
side. You have to put
Right.
one leg
When
back.
Milo State looks like he's riding a horse.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But he's got such great genetics. Like, wow, like this is so much potential here. Add some width to his back, some more thickness to his back. Worked on his posing because is he not flexing the glutes here? Is he just forgetting?
No,
Or
he never does. It's weird. He out of the top four, even Rodriguez flexes glutes. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's focusing on his hams too much.
yeah, the posing, he just doesn't know how to do it. It's people don't realize it is hard to pose. You have
Yeah,
to feel your like it looked like he had a little bit there when he stepped on it. So
right. Oh,
what if he
he's got him.
has
He's definitely lean enough.
yeah? What if he actually has
He's got
super shredded glutes?
those long glutes like Coleman too. They
Yeah.
go down deep. They would look wicked if he would get them. Yeah.
Okay. So
Wow.
that stomach, that midsection, as you guys can see, there's a lot,
Oh my!
a
It was.
lot.
I almost felt if I didn't know him, I would feel bad for him. But I don't because of his personality. And it
Yeah.
doesn't look good in person. It does not look good in person.
Yeah. I know he worked with Justin Jacob. And so I do think Justin did a good job with him. And I think he does look improved from the Arnold, Ohio. I think they worked 6 weeks together to get to here. So he looks better. His conditioning looks better. The polish, everything is there. But then the stomach is a little bit out of whack there.
Yeah, he looked good from the back. He
Yeah.
looked pretty decent.
He's got the glutes.
Yep.
He's missing the triceps.
It's
Maybe
that
there's some
nerve, I guess, nerve damage,
nerve
or
damage,
something.
atrophy, maybe
Yeah.
hamstrings and glutes. Not bad, right?
No, they looked good too. Yeah. And his back was okay. It's just, I don't know. It seems like some guys after a while, like Big Ramy, they just lose their arms.
Yes.
Like right there, there's no tris
There's no
popping. Like you
tricep.
think Levroni's triceps were like pillows
Yeah.
back.
Yes. Full triceps. He's missing the triceps. The delts too. We're gonna see the midsection. I don't know where Justin goes from here. I mean, he lost to
Right.
Ronald, who's basically a new pro, hasn't really done much, and just smoked him. So that must be a smack in the face. Like this, I think Justin was going to the show thinking he might win.
Right. His face, there was, yeah, I thought he was going to leave the stage. He was pissed.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's kind of like, yeah,
Bro.
immature on my part, but it was still cool.
Yeah, come back and watch the video, and you'll see Justin. You just great,
Like
great bodybuilder. I mean, he's done well in the sport, but I
oh
think
yeah,
maybe that's
his rear double, I mean, his front double by was, when he was in shape, was incredible.
no. You just see here, like there's nothing happening in the delts. It's
Right.
a little smooth and flat across the top. And the triceps are gone. That's why this pose doesn't look good because he doesn't have any roundness on this
Yeah.
outer arm there. So yeah, I don't know what Justin can do. I think he's done. I don't think I can't ever see him winning a pro show.
I can't either.
You know.
He's got that deflated balloon look too. I don't know why
Yeah.
it's so blown out. The weird thing is he still has calves.
That's true. That's true. All right. So you were on the ground. You were
Uh-oh.
at the big expo.
Yeah, that's
Tell me,
it.
that's it.
That's the expo.
So I can see here there's one, two, and then there's all these empty tables, and then there's
Mhm.
three, four, what, there was five?
And then you had Troponin Nutrition, Justin Harris on the right of the picture there. Ian wasn't there until later. Axe and Sledge were there, and Seth was a great guy. Seth, I'm talking
Yeah.
with him. Frost was he was really cool. And then on the far left, that was the line for Sam Sulig way back there. I should have took more, but I didn't think about it. If it wasn't for Sam Sulig there, I feel I don't know. It just you did not know it was a pro show.
So tell me your experience there. You had some things to say to me, so let me know. Backstage access, you had VIP, so let us know.
So I think I got my tickets a month ago. I'm like, let me just do this. It was $290 for the all access. It said you get VIP, the meet and greet, backstage. You're supposed to be able to get backstage, and then morning show, night show, and everything. And literally, nobody was there in the morning. Sam showed up late, and all the young kids were there to see Sam. I mean, literally waiting way back there. Seth was a professional. I can't say good things about him. And so was Hunter Labrada, was there for his dad's company. And I talked with both of them. They were so normal and laid back and cool. And Seth was actually talking about his product and, just was a normal guy. And I even gave him a hard, I go, how do you do on that podcast with those guys? I said, you're the only one that seems to tell the truth. He's like, oh, I'm having fun on there. And just a class dude.
Yeah.
Mike Van Wyck was to the right too. I had to get one of his shirts because it was a Big Wick Energy and it had the Detroit D on it. So I did buy one of those. But I'm trying to think. The cookie guys, Mo Shaban, is it?
Okay. He was there?
The cook, yeah, him and his wife.
Okay.
They had their cookies. They were really good cookies.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Oh, and then Hostile had a booth right next to Sam. So Samson Dauda was there. Ian was on the other side. Who else was there? The girl, I forget, the lady that was supposed to show up, she wasn't there.
Okay.
She put her on I can't remember her name. I'm sorry.
So there's, maybe, and how many people inside that expo area, gym floor? I don't know where that was. I don't know what type of
it was a nice venue. It was in Dearborn, and it was actually a very nice hall. So it was just a big
it looks
hall.
big and
Yeah. And I would say for vendors, he had room for, let's say, 75 tables, and they had 9.
Oh, wow. So
literally.
out of 1 to 10, what would you rate Fuad's Detroit Pro? Yeah.
Oh, the whole thing? I have to be honest. I'd say a 4.
4. And
maybe.
You were there, so you can say that. And the show production.
The lighting was awesome.
Mhm.
See, having a pro-am, you know, I mean, they had to do the amateur to get the money, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And that lasted way too long. Because you have some, like, say you got a 50-year-old guy, like old ass like me, and they does 5 divisions. So you got to get awards for one person here. Then so that part drug on.
Mhm.
The pros were out for a total of 10 minutes, I think.
That's it.
Maybe. It was really quick.
Wow.
They did a quick recap. Then they did their single posing. And then they did a pose down. And I ran out. Literally, I went maybe 20 minutes total. The pros were out there, maybe. And so the backstage pass. So that's why I'm like, oh, let me get the VIP. I'll get good pictures. And so I go, hey, I still got it on. I got my VIP thing that, you know, I had to take out a mortgage to get. And the guy's like, oh, well, the pros, you know, they're in a private room. He goes, you can see the amateurs though. And I'm like, I don't want to see myself in a mirror. Who gives a crap? And it was just weird. So there was no backstage access.
Okay.
And the seating was all general admission, which was weird to me. So you literally had a stampede, and a lot of people were pissed off. There's no times for anything. A lot of people thought the show was yesterday on a Saturday. Some people missed it. And my girlfriend is her first bodybuilding show, and she was like, a lot of people aren't too happy. There wasn't a line, and they were just rude. It was a bizarre show. I think I just think they could have had a little more volunteers. They could have had posts. Like, I literally did not know where it was. I knew where it was, but the times of it. I messaged them on, and I never got a ticket either. Luckily I screenshotted my that I paid for it, so I showed that at the front of the line, and it was just very unorganized. I was really surprised. They were still setting up, so it was supposed to open at 9, and there were some people setting up their booths at 9 still, the few that were there, and there was no organization. That's the only word I can use. And a lot of people are like, oh man, I didn't even know what time to get here. And I'm like, yeah, it was just bizarre. So then I came back for the night show an hour early, and I said, hey, can I just have my girlfriend go into the expo? Oh no, we're closing down. We're done with that. I'm like, oh, because I thought for sure the expo might be maybe getting better in the afternoon.
Busier, yeah.
Yeah. But you know, all the guys were great. Ian was nice. Mike was nice. I talked to Fuad for a second. Nothing big. I'll leave that alone. I'm trying to think who else. Sam was overwhelmed. I still don't get I guess I'm an old dude. I don't get the big draw. Yeah. He was all bundled up like in a snowsuit. They did cool. Like the night show was good for the pros. They threw out a ton of t-shirts, water bottles, and stuff. They cut people that pet in the head. And I think the awards were awesome for the 3 people in memoriam.
Yeah.
For them, that was real professional, but it was just weird. And then seeing Hunter Labrada pose next to Samson was pretty cool. They're just huge.
Yeah. They look huge in the photos. So overall, I would say if Fuad does this again, which I'm not sure he's going to do, I don't know. I wouldn't.
He did not look excited.
Yeah. He's like, fuck. This is like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
And then, I was talking about to Mac Truck about this, about the low turnout. There's if you're friends with a lot of the pros in the industry, they'll come do your show, bro. I mean, but they're not doing your show. Why? And one would have to say maybe he's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And to have such a small turnout for your show, great for the athletes that showed up. They looked fantastic. The stage lighting was great. The backdrop was
that
perfect.
black backdrop was awesome. There was nothing to bother your eyes.
Yeah, but
it's.
I'm saying, like I said, you were pissed off at this, how this went down, especially with the backstage access. You paid $290. You had basically general admission seating with the $290. You didn't get in a VIP section. It would have been so easy for Fuad to rope off a VIP section where you can get your seats up front, instead of running like a horse race to the front of the line trying to get.
That's what it was.
People who paid $50 for tickets are running and sitting second row.
So the seating for night show, because I bought a seat for my girlfriend, it was $74.
Yeah.
For the night show, and we got lucky because I'm like, well, let's get there early because I wanted to make sure I got back in time to talk to you.
Yeah.
And we just went to the front, and a lot of people were like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, we hurried up and got quick seats.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I've been into Arnold a few times, and you pay for where you sit,
Yes. Yep.
and
So
it makes
again, what if you're watching this, you gotta get that part of your show better because you said you were going to have the ultimate show. Like
right.
you're giving more to the athletes here, which we are appreciative of, but then you seem to have dropped the ball on the organization, the volunteers being there. And guy, this guy's been a competitive bodybuilder. He's been to many shows. He knows how to run. You know what you need to do, and he's just thought he can make a quick buck maybe off this show. He's Fuad. He's the big Sam Sulek's going to be there. Everyone's going to go. No, didn't work. To me, it was a
And I
failure.
wanted to like it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
wasn't going in with a sour attitude. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I already bought the tickets because I thought there'd be competitors. And I
Yeah.
mean, Martin and good Vito, but you're still talking two guys that won't place in the top 10.
No.
You
No,
know,
not yet. No.
maybe if he comes in even harder, Martin. But
Yeah.
so I think they should have did I mean, they, like I said, the t-shirts, they threw them out. It was fun, but there was just an awkwardness, man. You know, they weren't, because they always take pictures together, but they weren't together.
What was the crowd size there? Like, was the
It
venue
wasn't
like
sold
half?
out.
Okay.
I wish I knew how many. There was a lot of empty seats, and it was mostly the amateurs.
Yeah.
You had the hardcore, weirdos like me, and you had a lot of the local guys that came, but
Yeah.
there's so many people from Michigan that didn't even come, that I'm like, hey, are you going? Are you going? No, we're not going to go. And that says volumes too.
Yeah. You get a pro show in your city, like you're gonna go. I know when we do the Van Pro here, it's pretty packed in there, and there's the venue's better for the fact that it's not a huge space, but it's packed with everyone in there, and you make advantage of it. You should know that you're not going to put on a show the first year and have a huge opening venue like they had for the expo size there and fill it up with 100 booths. Not going to happen, brother. You got to start small, pack it, make it like, okay, this is packed. I'm gonna come back next year and grow it, find a bigger venue or keep it there for a few years, make some money, then grow into a bigger venue and make it a big expo thing. But the expo was probably the wrong idea.
It was depressing, to be honest, because I'm like, there were so many first timers there. They're like, oh, is this how it is? I'm like, no. I was talking to a bunch of kids. I said, no, you got to go, like New York. I mean, the crowds are crazy.
Yeah.
Even Tampa can be, they have a lot of people showing support.
Yeah.
But there was no one in the audience. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see people at the Arnold. I mean, Arnold's big, but the regular pro shows, you'd see other pros there to watch or whatever. There was literally nobody. There was Ben, Ian, Seth, and Fuad, and then Paul. And they came on a lot, to talk. But they just didn't look like a team. And I'll probably get killed for saying that. There was something weird.
Yeah.
And
if I was Fuad, I would have been like, okay, Sam Sulek's going to be there. Let's have a seminar. Let's have a sit down. Let's maybe sell that as an extra thing on, so I don't know, the way they did this show was 3-day show or a 2-day show. So people didn't realize the pro show was on a Sunday versus Saturday. So they could have done something more with Sam to have a seminar, and people would have paid more for tickets for that. That's where you can make some money, but he didn't do that.
Right.
But, oh, well, we'll wrap it up here. This is a good one. Right. Thank you, man, for coming on. If you're at any of the other shows, we'll have you on. We'll do a recap, right?
I was hoping to get you some good pictures behind, backstage and stuff, because, I was taking them from the stage. I'm like, oh, come on. Yeah. And I got a few selfies with me and meet people, but that was nothing. So I was not excited. And literally, when they announced second place, I go to my girlfriend, let's go. I go, Martin won. That's all I wanted to see. She's like, really? I'm like, hurry up, let's beat,
Get the traffic. Yeah. And let's get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and usually I'm there till the end, but.
Yeah. Well, I figured it was probably not going to be the best run show, but that's on Fuad. The buck stops with him, and it is what it is. But hey, guys, if you're watching, and I want to know, who do you think should have won? Should you still think Good Vito, after watching our assessment, should have won, or are you well in line, under Martin's camp and thinking that he should have won? Leave a comment below. Remember to like the video and subscribe. All right, guys, we will catch you on the next one. And again, thanks, Brian, for coming on. I really appreciate you. My on-the-ground guy at the Detroit Pro Show. Catch you on the next one, guys, okay?